Everybody loves a good supersuit, but some supersuits are just better than others. And today on Top 10 Nerd, I'm giving you my list of the top 10 amazing superhero suits that I can't believe exist. Obviously, this is my personal opinion, so leave your favorite suits down below. Coming in today at number 10 is the Heavenly Armor. This thrice blessed, lightweight, totally awesome suit first appeared in Black Panther Volume 4, number 13. Now this story focuses around when King T'Challa teamed up with Blade to fight vampires. And if you don't think that sounds incredibly cool, 1, reevaluate your idea of cool, but 2, look at this armor! It's so cool! This suit of Black Panther armor has been consecrated in the name of the Panther God, and alongside the suit he also wields the ebony blade of the Roman Catholic Church. This suit offers him other defenses and abilities than his regular suit. For example, it defends against attacks of a mystical nature specifically. This Panther habit also allows Black Panther to fly if he reaches the right speed. It's also incredibly badass. I just wish we got to see more of it though. Number 9, the Wakandan Hulkbuster. Now everyone knows that Tony Stark has the Hulkbuster armor, incredibly useful for taking on the Hulk if he ever loses control. But what I'm sure a bunch of you didn't know was that Black Panther has a Wakandan Hulkbuster, and oh my god, it's beautiful. It was created to go up against the new totally awesome Hulk, Amadeus Cho. Unlike his Bruce counterpart, Amadeus Cho's Hulk is very in control of himself, but everyone is afraid of what could happen considering the big green gamma irradiated rage monster that Banner has a tendency to be most of the time. But we're talking about suits today, and this one was built to take on the Hulk. The Hulkbuster itself has sonic cannons, can fire spore clouds, and absorbs and magnifies energy, which is a really cool feature. The armor eventually fails against Amadeus Cho when he releases an EMP-like blast, rips the Buster's arm off, and rushes off to help his sister, but this armor very nearly brought him down, and all it takes is one story for it to be even more capable. Number 8, the Godkiller Armor Mark II. If Tony Stark didn't appear on this list, I feel like I would lose all credibility for talking about comic books anymore. But we all know that Tony's armor is highly capable, and they just get better and better as time goes on. Not only that, but Tony has a suit for pretty much every occasion. For example, for a long while, most of us did not know that Tony Stark had a celestial-sized suit of armor powered by 8 nuclear reactors just casually orbiting around Mars. Or I guess you did know that if you read Avengers Volume 8, number 5. This armor became useful when the Dark Celestials attacked the Earth, and Tony used it to battle alongside giant versions of She-Hulk, Thor, and Ghost Rider, and it was incredibly cool. This armor is an absolute beast. While there are other versions of the Godkiller armor, this one is my favorite, and the fact that it was just kept orbiting Mars just in case anything happened really feels like something that Tony Stark would do. Number 7, the Virtual Armor. We're gonna stick with Tony Stark for this one, but this suit is probably the most unique of all of Tony Stark's armors. It's also probably the most recent suit on this list. The Virtual suit first debuted in Iron Man 2020 Volume 2, number 5, when Tony Stark had his consciousness pulled out of his body to save his life, and it resulted in the Virtual Armor, which was made from the resources of the 13th floor, which is basically a virtual reality built of solid light. It's hard to explain, okay? The Virtual Armor could allow Tony to make any weapon he can think of. It augmented his strength, it protects against weapons fire, and it's invisible by default, acting as almost a force field around Tony. It can separate to form a prison-like bubble, and the suit even somehow still allows him to fly, and it protects him from the vacuum of space. I have no idea how this works, like at all, and it's the most comic booky thing I've ever heard of, but its almost limitless possible capabilities easily make it the most useful Iron Man suit I've ever seen. Number 6, the Hellbat suit. Batman is just one really capable guy, but he is still just a dude, for the most part. He has to use his ingenuity and skill to defeat the same threats that most of the other metahumans can face on the daily on their own. But when the threat is too great, the metahumans go to him and help him out. Enter the Hellbat suit in Batman and Robin number 33 by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. The Hellbat is the Justice League's gift to Batman. The suit was actually forged by Superman inside of the sun, which is just nuts. The Hellbat armor allows Batman to fly, run at super speeds, while also boosting up his strength and durability. It comes with adaptive camouflage, a unibeam style energy blast, and a shape-shifting cape that turns into bats when it's ripped off. Obviously though, it has to have a downside, or there's no reason Bruce wouldn't wear it all the time. That downside being that the suit slowly drains Bruce Wayne's life energy and would actually kind of wipe him out completely if he wore it for too long, but it's still cool. it's still cool. Number 5, Batman Beyond suit. Before Terry McGinnis came along, Bruce Wayne was well aware that his body was beginning to fail him, which meant he needed to build a suit capable of making up for his aging body. After pouring his vast resources and knowledge into this creation, the Batman Beyond suit was born. After spending years and years fighting crime in Gotham, this suit is one of only a few bat suits that are actually bulletproof, but it can do way more than just that. The Beyond suit has allowed Terry McGinnis to walk through burning buildings, survive underwater for extended periods of time, and the suit is even resistant to radiation. It features neuromuscular amplification, which has been able to help Terry bend metal bars, lift giant metal I-beams, move large quantities of rubble, and massive light projectors. It's not all physical though. While Terry had previously been able to hear through thick walls and glass, the upgraded version of the suit takes advantage of a system that allows him to literally see straight through walls, like Superman. I mean, this suit literally has a polygraph device in order to tell when villains are lying. It's that kind of advanced. The Batman Beyond suit features almost too many things like cameras, voice communicators, retractable claws and wings, rocket boots, an incredible stealth mode, and it's even got lasers. Number 4, infamous Iron Man. Of all the things to happen to the character of Dr. Doom, becoming the new Iron Man was not at all what I was expecting. After the events of Secret Wars and reality being brought back to normal, Victor Von Doom was unsatisfied with his life. So he decided to switch his morality and try to serve and help others instead of being a power-seeking villain. Doomsday took on a bit of a mentor in Tony Stark, whom he had always respected, but when Tony Stark was put into a coma, Doom decided to take his place as the infamous Iron Man, which was a great reason to give us a Dr. Doom in a highly advanced suit of Iron Man's Model Prime Mark 51 armor with a sweet paint job. The armor was retrofitted into Doom style, going from the red and gold to the gray, green, and light blue of Dr. Doom, and it's probably my favorite look ever for an Iron Man armor, which is kind of funny because it's not even Tony Stark. But alongside the capabilities of the Iron Man armor, Doom was still able to access his magical abilities. So Iron Man with Doom's magic is basically what we have here. To make things even better, Doom's intellect and sorcery were near their peaks during this period in time, so he is truly an incredibly powerful hero. One of the ways Doom went about saving the world was using his knowledge of the criminal underworld from when he was a criminal to arrest a large gathering of villains in one big move. These villains were all like gathered to figure out what they were gonna do now that Doom has switched sides, and then just all of a sudden Doom just busts in through the roof and takes down heavy hitters like the Wizard, the Wrecking Crew, the Hood, and Jigsaw, like all in one go. It's super cool. Check it out. Number 3, Cosmic Armor Superman. This one's kinda cheating. Cosmic Armor Superman is basically a thought robot that eventually became one of the strongest versions of Superman, even though it might be one of the weirdest ones of all time, and depending on your viewpoint, you may not count him as a version of Superman at all. I respect that viewpoint, but he always comes up when people talk about the strongest versions of Superman. This creature is somewhat strange in the sense that it isn't quite human, but it isn't artificial as well. The Thought Robot was created so that Superman and Antimatter Universe Ultraman together could battle something stronger than they could normally face on their own. After the battle was done, the Thought Robot eventually merged with the entire universe's consciousness, but let me just list some of his powers right here. His or its powers include reactive evolution, quantum manipulation, plot manipulation, energy manipulation, reality warping, space and time manipulation, immortality, as if that mattered, matter manipulation, and fourth wall awareness. Oh, also a bunch of sweet stuff that we can't even imagine. It just does everything. Like, what's the point? Let's just let that suit be in every comic and then it's done. Number 2, Superman Unchained. In the mini-series Superman Unchained, Superman discovers that he isn't the only alien defender of Earth. Back in the day, another alien named Wraith fell to Earth and the US government decided to take in the alien, keep it a secret, and use it to further their own political agendas. Superman essentially discovers the existence of Wraith and the facility that holds him, but the man in charge, General Sam Lane, who's related to Lois Lane, does not like Superman. He decided that he doesn't like Superman walking into his place, and he attempts to take out the Man of Steel. Now Superman fights back, obviously, practically destroying all of Lane's forces, but Wraith intervenes and punches Superman across state lines. Eventually, Superman comes into possession of something called the Earthstone, and he takes it to his Fortress of Solitude. Now General Lane and Wraith, continuing his vendetta on Superman, arrive at the Fortress's welcome mat in command of super advanced anti-Kryptonian tech. In response to that, the Fortress of Solitude builds Superman a war suit. And this armor is so cool. We don't get much detail about what it can actually do, but we know it's even more durable than Superman himself, and it comes with an extendable energy hammer and an energy shield. The suit doesn't last a crazy long time or anything, but if you got an energy hammer and an energy shield, pretty cool. And finally, in at number 1, it's the Spider Armor Mark IV. The Spider Armor Mark IV suit was Peter Parker's newest upgrade to his classic look, and my lord, it had features out of the butt. With the backing of Parker Industries, Peter was able to access some seriously advanced tech to implement into this suit. Defensively, the suit is made out of a lightweight metallic liquid nanotechnology that can respond to both Spider-Man's mental and vocal commands, giving him the best defense without really slowing him down at all. The technology in his web shooters not only made them more reliable, but he could switch between a whole arsenal of web types like concrete webs and acid webs, which both raise a lot of questions, for me at least, because I just don't understand the physics of it. The suit is equipped with sensors too that see into various parts of the electromagnetic spectrum like infrared and X-ray, but they can also detect explosive blasts, track and detect magical energy, scan injured people to determine their injuries, detect plasma levels in people, and a whole whack more. It's got zappers, sonic disruptors, spider drones, temperature control like AC, stealth and camouflage, and it's got a little emergency beacon just for fun. But that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Top 10 Nerd. I'm your host Adam Andrews. I will catch you all on the flippy flop. Peace out!